welcome back to the panel. We are live here today with some wonderful guests who have come out to share their perspective on Black love and unity. Once again, my name is Lavon Kemp and I'm your host. For those of you who've never heard of the panel, we are basically a community discussion that happens every month here in Denver. We film it, we upload our discussions on YouTube, but the whole point of the panel is to help people of color have more positive relationships and interactions with each other. And we do put an emphasis on love because love is important. Everybody wants love in their life, and I know that I want to do my part in helping to help people of color have positive and healthy relationships with one another, because there is a lot of negative stereotypes and negative projections, I think, of women and men of color that society puts out there. So we're trying to change the script, change the narrative. We're trying to let people know what we're really like and what people of color are really all about. And this is just one way that I decided to do it. So before we get started with our topic of the day, I'm going to let our panelists introduce themselves. So please, I'm going to start with our wow woman, Miss Kiki. She's so gorgeous.
I'm Kiki.
I'm Kiki. Welcome to the panel. And please tell us your age and your relationship status.
My age is 47. I'll be 48 in April.
Nice.
And I am married to a 31-year-old man.
All right. And we'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Elisha, and I am in a relationship.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 27.
27.
Wow.
I'm Leon. I'm single. I'm 57.
57? Okay. Thank you all for being on the panel. So we're just going to dive into the discussion because I know this one's going to be a riot. So I'm going to put out a disclaimer. All of our panels are uncensored and uncut. We do not edit. We do not ask people to hold back. You can say whatever you want to say because we're supposed to be truthful and honest about how we feel about certain things. So, last panel I did, we had the men telling about positive attributes about Black women. So I kind of want to hear the latter and what they think when it comes to women of color. So my question to you, and I want to hear from the men first, is what do you feel are things that Black women do that's a turnoff or just is too far or crossing the line, just not okay? Because I think we as women of color need to know what some of those things are that Black men be like, hold up, I'm out, I'm done, this is a wrap, and then you just be gone and we run and we're like, oh. So, and please be honest, please do not do guy code. We need to hear this, and even if it's hard, we need to know. So who wants to start?
I will last be first be last. I'll be last first. Show the way.
You're gonna get the old man in
You gotta
trouble
show
first.
the way. You gotta
Wow.
Got that wisdom.
You gotta show the way.
Well, here's the thing that I really despise most about single women of color when you meet a man. It is hard to be a gentleman nowadays. Women nowadays are so into the way they look, and if you try to be a gentleman and you exemplify chivalry, they don't understand nor respect that. You know, they don't like a man to open the door. They don't like a man to offer his coat if it's too cold, and say, oh, I didn't put all this here on to be covered up. I'm like, are you kidding? Okay, it's cold. Oh, if you want to catch them on, you catch it. So that's a major turnoff. You should be able to allow a man to be a man. And a man that doesn't care about a woman first, well, not much of a man, in my point of view.
Okay, that's some real points right there. Okay, Kyron?
I will, one that mouth. I just can't do the mouth myself. Oh, Jesus. It's just a point that I mean, everybody is due, their fair share is said. But it's a point. Like where, it's not doing anything good, and I just believe the communication, it's not that you're bad, or the man or the woman. I believe there's better communication between Black women and Black men. I really do believe that. But also, between trying to choose whether you want to be driving the horses or in the carriage, A black woman, she wants this successful, strong person, but that's going to take a lot of work. So do I choose to be, the comforter, be with you? You want this perfect man all day to be with you, but that's in the cabin. But how am I gonna be out here working? But to be the person to do everything. So you almost got to choose yourself or this relationship, and they want to choose their self. I believe, like, it's okay for you to be successful, and then I just got to be your checklist. And if I don't get that correctly, then we can't work. But what you're not realizing is to be that checklist, I can't be there all the time. Or I can't give you what you want. I'm not going to be happy. It's not going to be it's easy to post things on Facebook. You always got the highlights,
right?
But nobody posts the bad part. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that's what I believe black women don't want to be real about. We're going to have a rough time.
And can I add to what he just said?
Do.
And he struck a very hard nerve, because here's the thing. Women, especially black women that are single, need to understand, if you get involved with a career man, and that man has his career and or his business to take care of, you have to understand that you may need to be a little patient between his time of running that business or taking care of his business, because you can't be both places at the same time. Now, yes, there is time that has to be set aside for the relationship, and that time should not be interfered with, period.
Exactly.
But you can't call every 20 minutes and say, well, why can't I just come up, pop up? This is the company, and I got a staff that, we just can't do that. So, and they don't have any understanding to that. Well, you don't have time for me. I'm okay, if that's what you feel. That's why I'm single.
Okay. So I want to make sure everybody's hearing this. So far we've had, Kyron's point was, as a woman of color, know what you want, and know that if you want an ambitious, successful man, there are going to be some sacrifices there, right? Yeah. Know that if you're going to be this big, successful woman, there's going to be some sacrifices on his end, because if you're out doing your thing, being CEO and all that, he may be more doing other things to accommodate your household and other things like that you're not able to, and vice versa. So what I hear Kyron saying is, be fair in that area. Don't expect a guy to be your everything and your all because you want to go do this. It has to be fair, a give and take. And then Leon's saying here, he's talking about some stuff too. He's saying, there's a lot of things, like there's everything from if you're a lady, be a lady is kind of what I hear. Don't get so offended when a man's coming to you and he wants to be kind, he wants to show you courtesy, he wants to show you kindness. I know we all love, independent, I'm an independent woman, la, 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 whatever. But you can still be independent and beautiful and attainable and, able to like touch and be like, oh, she's precious. You can still be independent and still be a lady. Is there anything else that I missed that you said?
Oh, no, you can try on.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure. And I think listening is huge. You notice how I'm listening and just regurgitating what they say? I want to hear. I want to hear Kiki.
Nowadays, women settle instead of waiting. They want everything quick and fast. Love is not quick and fast. Love takes years. I'm just gonna put it on line. It takes years. Now, if you're not willing to wait that time, then obviously a relationship is not for you. But if you're willing to take the time to invest in someone, there's gonna be some times when he may not have 20 cents. It may be times when he have $500. If you're willing to work that out, then that's what you should do. We as black women always want the quick and easy and the money, or we settle for the less and less. We don't have to do that. I retired, I went back into the field. I'm now back in school getting my bachelor's in addictions. I didn't stop where I was because I retired. Of course, my husband is younger. I picked him specifically because first, he loved God before he loved me. Got to do that. Second of all, he opens car doors. He walks hand in hand. If I want to go to the beach, he's ready to go. That's not per saying that that's because that's a younger man thing, but I'm saying I was willing to work at not only his attributes, but what he was lacking, and build him up from there. We got to build together, and women give up so easy. We don't want to build together. We want the quick and the easy. It's not always like that. You got to build a foundation in order to build that home.
Thank you, Kiki. Yes, please, go ahead.
Kiki, you danced around the topic of quick and easy. Can you please bring that out.
Women want-
Because us men need a little understanding.
Okay, women want the money. They say they want the love. They say they want the respect. But then when it comes down to the money, love, and respect, they want it right then and there. Men can't give you money. Men can't give you love, and you got to earn respect. I feel like respect is something that you earn. It ain't something that you give. And because they want it so fast, they ruin the chances of a good man being with them because they want it fast.
Okay. Well,
I just want to say, it's because when I used to preach this is what I used to preach. It's seeing the tree in seed form. Who can see when it's an acorn? Who can see that as a tree?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really a tree inside it, but until it's in the ground, has water, light, and time, it's not going to be what it is. So who can see a man for what he is in that seed form, the smallest form, and be willing to be able to see it grow into what he already is? In the woman or the man, but everybody wants the tree automatically. You want the fruit. Oh, this is good fruit. This is an apple. You know, this is. I just want it planted. I want it watered. I want it done, and I just want it like this, and this is how I want it. That's fine. And that'll be just like a diamond you go buy in the store. But truthfully, they come out the ground. And somebody got to get rid of the dirt.
to make it in the room.
You know what I mean? If you really love something, everybody got dirt. Let's get it down. At the end of the day, when you look in the mirror, you messed up.
Yes.
You ain't got it all together. So when you put it down truthfully and you want to be real, then it's really just taking the baggage that this person got. Finding somebody that I can deal with your baggage, and you can deal with mine, and we're going to build something together. And you know what I mean? That's what,
And to add to that, here's one of the things that I think women need to Thomas Keating.
he said, I need my time.
Here, and I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
Here's the thing that I personally need women to take into consideration gravely if you want a serious
That's right.
man, and especially a serious black man.
That's right.
Here's one thing that you need to consider. I call it the Boaz factor.
Uh-oh.
And here is the Boaz factor. You meet a man and you like him and you fall head over heels for him, and the first thing you do is go to bed with him. One. And or you meet a man and the first thing you do if you're not going to bed with him, you're giving him a slate of rules, not allowing him to be a man.
Right.
If he's a man, you don't have to worry about him taking you to bed the first night,
right.
because he's going to do everything to prove himself as to what kind of man he is. Now, here's the Boaz factor. The Boaz factor, you have Ruth, who was groomed as a woman to be a wife to a man. Then you have Boaz, who was a strong man.
Okay.
Not only was Boaz a strong man, but Boaz was a provider.
That's right.
Now, the thesis in the story of Boaz and Ruth is the fact that Ruth was one that was going out in the field picking oats. As Ruth was picking oats, Boaz said, hey, don't let nobody pick no oats out of my field. Who's in my field? Then Boaz saw this fine thing stroking up through there. Oh, shuck it. Ow! I got to have that right there. Hey, come here. Don't you stop them from picking the oats out that field, man. Let them get all she wants.
Clean.
I got you. Now Boaz tells his employees, don't stop her. Not only do you not stop her, but you put more oats in the field so that she can. So men, here's the lesson behind that. If you find a woman that you want to be with, make sure that you can provide for her day one.
Come on.
If you cannot provide for her day one in the dating process, you will never provide for her during the marriage process, because you've proven yourself to be less than a man. The Bible says that a man that provideth not for a woman is lower than an infidel, which means that if she's making money, that's fine, it's good, it's hers.
That's right.
You have to get out, I don't care if it's minimum wage, and work as hard as you can to provide for that woman. So when you meet her and take her from men like me that can provide, you need to take the fact and remember that ladies and men, be prepared to pay the cost. The cost is you must be able to provide for the woman at all costs.
At all costs.
If you can't do that, leave her alone.
I know we're we're running out of time, so I'm gonna intervene. So that was a great, I love that you brought up the Boaz, like that is so true, because it is a give and take, you know, and I think that's a valid point, because I know some women are gonna be watching this, they're like, well, what about that man? Because you know that always happens. But I really appreciate what you guys have said and the perspectives that you have laid out for us here. I think those that hear this video are gonna gain something from it, but we are out of time, unfortunately. So I just wanna thank you all for being on the panel, and everyone else